for many years, we've always seen these signs at ballparks where it's John 3:16. People would hold up these signs all across the country, all at different areas, John 3:16. So apparently, as the story goes, Rickey Henderson saw one of these signs and said, "Who cares about John hitting 3:16? Rickey hitting 3:30." Absolutely priceless. My second favorite Rickey Henderson story is when he was playing for the New York Mets, and they were in warm-ups at the beginning of the game, and John Olerud was playing first base for the Mets at the time. John Olerud wears a batting helmet out into the field because the reason is he suffered a brain aneurysm in college, so he's doing that to protect. So obviously he kind of sticks out. He's the only player that wears a batting helmet out into the field. So Rickey Henderson approached him and said, "Hey, you wear a batting helmet out in the field?" And John Olerud says, "Yeah, Rickey." And he goes, "That's funny. I played with somebody in Toronto who did that." And he goes, "That was me, Rickey." Okay. Priceless Rickey Henderson. Now, Rickey Henderson was the single most dangerous player in my lifetime. He was an absolute nightmare for opposing pitchers and managers. He had an unmatched combination of power and speed at the leadoff position. He hit the ball to all fields with power, he took extra bases, and he played with reckless abandon, particularly on the base paths. And did I mention that he had swagger? Oh, Rickey had swagger. Swagger is an understatement. Every time Rickey stepped onto a baseball field, Rickey believed he was the best player on the field. And most of the time he was right. And he was going to let everybody know about it too. Born in Chicago and raised in Oakland, California, three-sport athlete, Oakland Technical High School, Rickey was drafted in the 4th round of the 1976 Major League Draft by the hometown Oakland Athletics. Rickey tore up 2 minor league seasons before making his Major League debut with the Oakland A's in 1979, playing in 89 games. The next season, 1980, was Rickey's coming out party. He batted .303, he had 111 runs scored, and 179 hits in 158 games. And on September 30th, 1980, at Comiskey Park in Chicago, Rickey stole his 97th base of the season that broke the American League record held by Ty Cobb. And we got the ticket to that. Actually, 2 tickets for that. First one is a stub signed by Rickey across the middle. It's a population of 2. He breaks the record of 96 steals held by Ty Cobb in the 1915 season. The record stood for 65 years before Rickey breaks it on September 30th, 1980. He finished the season with 100 steals, and that's his first of 3 seasons where he swiped 100 bags or more. The second ticket we got is a full ticket with a photo of Bill Veeck at the center of it. Veeck was the former owner of the Chicago White Sox and did a lot of great things for Major League Baseball. Rickey signed with inscriptions. You could see Bill Veeck's picture at the center of the ticket there. And, on the left side it says Chicago White Sox, Comiskey Park. Fans salute to Bill Veeck. But the Rickey inscriptions are 97 SB, AL record. And then underneath Bill Veeck's chin, you see it says passes Ty Cobb, and then he signs Rickey Henderson right over the facsimile signature of Bill Veeck that's on the center of the ticket there. So this is a beautiful full ticket that honors a legendary owner and on that day just a monumental piece of baseball history. Rickey quickly became one of the most dominant players in the 1980s, and in 1981, he finished second in the American League MVP and won his first Gold Glove. In 1982, he set the Major League record by stealing 130 bases in a season, shattering his previous high of 100 from 1980. The next year, he followed it up with 108 steals. He's the only player in baseball history to have 3 seasons of 100 or more steals. Rickey was traded to my New York Yankees in 1985, and his dominance continued. In his first season with the Yankees, he led the league in runs scored with 146 and stolen bases with 80. He hit .314, 99 walks, 24 home runs. He also won the Silver Slugger Award and was third in the AL MVP award. His 146 runs scored were the most since Ted Williams had in 1950. Ted Williams had 150 runs scored in 1950. Rickey played 4.5 seasons with the Yankees, and in that short time, he set the franchise stolen base record with 326 steals. Derek Jeter eventually broke Rickey's stolen base record, but it took Jeter 1,700 more games to do so. Incredible. In 1989, Rickey was traded back to the Oakland A's, and he led them to the 1989 World Series championship, hitting .474 in the World Series. The next year, Rickey Henderson won the American League Most Valuable Player and led Oakland back to the World Series. This time, they were swept by the underdog Cincinnati Reds. In 1991, Rickey became the greatest base stealer in baseball history when he stole his 939th base of his career, breaking Lou Brock's all-time record. We don't got the ticket to that, but we wish we did. In October 7th, 2001, as a member of the San Diego Padres, on the last game of the season, Rickey doubled to lead off the game for his 3,000th career hit, and we got the ticket to that. This is a population of 4 and only 3 graded higher. What's interesting about this game is this was Tony Gwynn's last game of his career. And Rickey needed just 1 hit in order to get to 3,000, but they were honoring Tony Gwynn on that day, and Rickey didn't want to play. Because Rickey would go up there, he knew he would get a hit, and he would take the spotlight away from Tony Gwynn. But it shows what kind of person Tony Gwynn and what kind of person Tony Gwynn was. He wanted Rickey to play. He didn't want it to be just about him, and he didn't want Rickey to have him sit out and try and do that in the next season. So Rickey got his 3,000th hit on Tony Gwynn's last game of his career. This is a PSA 8. This is a tough ticket. Rickey, 3,000 hits, signed across the middle. There's a population of 4 and only 3 graded higher. Very, very nice piece of history. Rickey Henderson joining the 3,000 hit club. Rickey's last season in baseball was in 2003 with the Dodgers. One of the many milestones Rickey achieved in his Major League career was being 4th in Major League Baseball history in career games played, and we got the ticket to that. September 3rd, 2003. This is a little confusing because the label reads 3,079th career game, which is correct, but that number today would actually put him in a 5th place behind Albert Pujols. Rickey did play 2 more games, so that put his career total to 3,081, which is 4th all time. The number that Rickey wrote on the ticket was completely wrong, 3,074, but that's fine. But inscription of 4th all time is correct. This record is a testament to Rickey always being healthy and ready to play. As they say, the best ability is availability, and Rickey was always available and played at a high level for 24 seasons in the big leagues. There are only 3 players ahead of Rickey on this list: Pete Rose, Carl Yastrzemski, and Hank Aaron. That's it. This is a very short list and a super, super cool ticket. On December 20th, 2024, the world was not as fast, not as funny, and had a lot less swag. Rickey Henderson passed away at the age of 65, 5 days before his 66th birthday on Christmas Day. When Major League Baseball changed the rules this past season and made the bases 18 inches square compared to 15 inches what they used to be, it reduced the distance between 4.5 inches between each base, making it easier for players to steal bases. With that rule change, they inevitably said they want a little bit more Rickey in the game. John 3:16 says, "For God loved the world that he gave his begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Rest in peace, Rickey. You will have everlasting life through the baseball memories that you gave us.